Welcome everyone to a Global Hangout. This is a hangout within the Google Plus platform. We're glad you joined us. Today we're going to be introducing some of the management team of Global Hangout, and I know some of you may have seen an earlier hangout, but we're doing this live again for you, and it's got some great information that I think you're going to want to share with all of your prospects and those that are joining you in a great rollout that's happening right now with Global Hangout. The first guest that we have here today, part of the management team of Global Hangout, is Dan Taggart, and Dan brings some incredible expertise to Global Hangout. Dan has been a part of an Inc. fastest 500 growing company, was Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year in 2000 in the technology division in Utah, where he lives now. Dan was also one of a couple of guys that helped grow Ancestry.com in its early years, which is, by the way, is one of the largest affiliate programs in the world with over 2 million subscribers to the Ancestry.com product, recently sold for $1.6 billion. So Dan has a lot of experience, and he's helping Global Hangout with their affiliate relationships and really will help grow the opportunity as we move forward. So what I want to do right now is go to Dan Taggart. He's there in Utah. And Dan, we just want you to share some information with the affiliates and the subscribers around the world, what you see with what's going on with Global Hangout.
Thank you, Bruce. Be happy to. This is a very exciting opportunity. And let me just start by saying that I'm excited to be part of this management team. There's a great group of people behind this. It's great to be associated with people who have the kind of experience and understanding of this that you guys do and the rest of the people we've met. I got introduced actually to Google Plus by my former partner in Ancestry.com a few months back, but I declined actually getting involved at that time because I had already been involved in 2 other social networks, LinkedIn and Facebook, and quite honestly, I was not very happy with how those networks had performed over time. In fact, they became more of a nuisance almost than they were worth. If you understand how Facebook works, you have hundreds and hundreds of so-called friends that you deal with, but they're really not your friends. It's more of a contest to see who can get the most connections than anything else. And it's not really that great of a social experience. It's not a real social experience. In fact, you don't even know if the people you're friends with are actually real profiles in a lot of cases because you never do get to see these people. And I think that's the real difference that we're experiencing now with Global Hangout. When you connect like we're doing right now, you see the person on the other end. You see their expressions. You see them nodding their head. It's a complete and real social experience. You really are hanging out with people, and that makes a tremendous difference in the entire experience and how real it is, and that's what I think a real social experience needs to have, that kind of interaction. But in any case, I didn't really get involved until my friend Troy Curl gave me a call and told me a little bit about what he was getting involved in, and I was a little even hesitant then, but because Troy and I have worked so closely together over the last year and some other things that we were doing, I knew this had to be good. Troy is a brilliant marketing mind. I've worked, countless hours with him in other projects, and so when he started telling me about Global Hangout, it piqued my interest to the point where I decided, hey, I need to check this out a little more fully. And the reason I think this is such a fantastic new opportunity is because it meets 2 criteria that I always have in looking at a new business opportunity. One, does it present a new paradigm or a disruptive model that's going to change things in some way? And that clearly is the case with Global Hangout. Because of this new type of social interaction that's more real than anything I've ever seen before, that actually creates this disruptive model that I always look for. And secondly, is it an irresistible value? Is it something that everybody's going to say, hey, this is a no-brainer, I have to do this? And once they experience this, I am confident that everyone will agree, I have to be involved in this. It's going to spread like wildfire because of those 2 factors. So I'm very excited to be a part of it.
All right, thank you very much, Dan. And that helps me introduce Troy Curl, who's next. Troy actually is the person that introduced me to what you're looking at today, Global Hangout. when Troy contacted me. I had met him earlier in the year in Salt Lake City, and Troy earlier in the year, and Troy contacted me and said, Bruce, you know, I'd like you to help me with working on a new project idea I have. And I was incredibly excited because the vision that Troy shared with me, and he wanted me to help with the marketing, setting up the global affiliate team, writing the pay plan, the things that, you know, that I have done over my career. And I was very excited, Dan. I agree with you. Troy's resume impressed me. Early on, Rich Media Company, vice president of a Rich Media Company that was the largest at that time in Rich Media, working with, of course, email at that time. And, of course, things have progressed over the years to what we see now, this whole social media craze. And Troy also had won an award in producing a presentation, actually won an award from Apple, became an Apple evangelist, helping promoting Mac stores around the world. And so we're thrilled to have Troy as the Chief Marketing Officer of Global Hangout. And Troy, really the visionary that shared this with me. And Troy, so you're the perfect one to talk about the product today on this Hangout.
Well, I'm really excited about the opportunity I have. When I first saw this technology, it actually blew my mind. I said, you know what? Not only do I have the ability to talk with myself and up to 9 participants, but I'm able to broadcast this live like we're doing now. We're broadcasting this live on YouTube. And not only that, but there's companies out there that charge a lot of money to do that. I know for some of those companies to have 500 people watch, you can pay up to $400 a month for that service. This is absolutely free. And so I knew that this was a game changer when I showed Bruce. Not only that, but being able to take advantage of the YouTube platform, which is ubiquitous across all technologies. I can watch this on my cell phone. I can watch this on my tablet, on my computer, on my iPad. And it's very, very exciting. When you like me, I've been all around the world on airplanes, and I've driven to meetings, and this eliminates the necessity for me to have to go and do a live meeting. I can actually do it live online from the comfort of my own home. And so that's exciting. You know, YouTube last year had a trillion views in 2012, a trillion views. That's 140 views for every person on earth. And if you're not taking advantage of that, you're missing out. Also, we have the ability within this platform to create software that plugs into the Google Plus Hangouts that will be unique to our user base or our subscribers. And we've got some real fun things planned for that. And not only that, but when I really dug into what Google's been up to the last 10 years, the ability to use their applications online. They have actually spreadsheet software. They have photo manipulation software. They have the ability to create a document all online, and you can actually do that with people working on the same document at the same time from any computer anywhere. And it's very, very exciting. So what we're going to do at Global Hangout is give you step-by-step online video instructions of how to take advantage of this technology. And that's really what we're about. And we're going to give you an amazing value.
And thank you, Troy. And you know, really the objective as a company is in my mind, in the first few months, it's become the largest circle within Google with this platform. And that's you know, we have some people now, even since we did this last Hangout, we have had people join us that actually represent some of the largest circles within the Google Plus platform here in Google Hangouts. So you're going to learn more about what circles mean, but that's what Google identifies your groups that you're working with through this social platform. I like to call it face-to-face social network. And that's really what Global Hangout is all about, is teaching you how to take advantage of this new technology to expand your brand, your opportunity, what you've chosen to promote around the world, and to use Global Hangout to introduce you to people all around the world that you wouldn't have met any other way. So I think the value of the network is huge. And then when you look at these applications, again, that Troy's talking about, that will be help us even with companies like Twitter and Facebook and other companies to promote our social network within the Google Plus platform. So the value, as Dan talked earlier, it is disruptive. It's $99, and that's what makes the value so attractive to people around the world. We're seeing it for all over the world, that people are refreshed by the fact they don't have a monthly amount that they've got to commit to earn commissions. It's very simple for them to be live and active within the system. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce a gentleman, Les Hewitt. Actually, Troy is there in Canada. Les is in Canada. I'm sure your weather's a little different than where I'm at. I'm actually in Kansas City today. But Les, I know you grew up in Northern Ireland, which a lot of Europe will find refreshing. We have a huge team joining us from there in Ireland. But Les, I know you have conducted over 900 workshops around the world. You've been in leadership training, the personal development for over 30 years now. I met you years ago, and I love speaking with you and talking with you because I've been around giants in the personal development world. I love the way that you teach. It appeals to me because it's not just catchphrases, and I'm not knocking anybody that does that. There's people that do it very well. But you actually, just in my own life, I've shared with my wife just things that you've said that they resonate with me because I need those things, and I'm open to them. Focus is, I go about 900 miles an hour, and so focus is something that I need to address in my own life. I need to remind myself, what you taught earlier in a session was about focusing on the week, goal setting the week, and what you need to accomplish. And so we've needed that during this launch. There's no question. So anyway, Les, I know you wrote The Power of Focus with Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, the creators of Chicken Soup for the Soul, a huge series. And you're a great author and wrote a leadership training course around that also. So we're incredibly privileged to have Dan and you both here that help create unique content and opportunity for this network as it grows. And I know you're leading the training into that, and we'll be bringing us a lot of great content over the next few months and the next few years as this grows into a massive organization. So Les, I want you to say a few words here today, and we thank you for being a part of the management team.
Thank you so much, Bruce. The first thing that got my attention with this was the word global. I put a big smile on my face when I saw that because I've been trying to figure out a way, how do I potentially impact millions of people all over the world and help them transform their lives, in a way that's much better than maybe they're going on at the moment. So for me, Global Hangout is a great opportunity. I've been privileged to have over 30 years with my own company and working with lots of different organizations around the world as well as individuals. But a couple of things that I see here that also are very important. Opportunity is important, but timing for opportunity is really critical. And I've missed some opportunities before because I sat back and procrastinated. But when this all came together, it was almost like a perfect storm. So we've got a global leverage possible. We've got a current day opportunity because of the technology that Google Plus provides. And when you put all those three things together, really the impact can be staggering. And from a business point of view, entrepreneurship is exploding all over the world. When you consider some of the emerging countries, especially India, China, Brazil, Russia, and all those people that are having those entrepreneurial ambitions, and we can literally touch those people from around the world. I know when I started my business, I didn't have a clue. You said I grew up in Ireland, in Belfast. That's right, Bruce, born and raised there. And when I left school, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. And so, I went into a dead-end job for 14 years. And then I met an incredible man called Jim Rohn. I was in a little direct sales company back then, just part-time, but he was the trainer, and Jim was the mentor that absolutely changed my life. And the reason that happened was the personal growth program that he initiated. He taught me about having a better attitude, about setting goals, about what my strengths were, about strategic ways to grow my business when I started into my own company. And that literally changed my life in every way. I mean, my income rocketed. My relationships with people were a lot stronger. And that's another big thing I see here on this Global Hangout platform, is just the possibility to strengthen and nurture relationships, especially family relationships. My son Andrew lives in Costa Rica most of the time. My daughter's in Kelowna in British Columbia. We're in Calgary. And so to be able to pop on a hangout and have an engaging experience with each other is a tremendous thing that you won't see in Facebook or LinkedIn or any of the other sites. So that really appealed to me as well. And from a business perspective, it's been mentioned about the time and money that you can save if you're doing training. I have a client, she just traveled coast to coast recently to do a leadership training, and she caught a sinus infection, twice when she was traveling. And she could have done that from the comfort of her own home. The other thing, that expand your sales experience. My wife said, this is like having your own exclusive home shopping channel. And that's true. You can create your own little infomercial. You could have half a dozen people who are your best customers live on that hangout who are giving terrific testimonials about your product or service. And as Troy said, you record it and you could blast that out to thousands of prospects all over the world. And it's for free. I mean, there's just so much to this, but the thing that really excites me is creating this personal growth program. We have some tremendous content. I've got wonderful connections with masters of business, people who are experts in personal development, and we're going to create a world-class program here. And I think we can really set a new standard in the direct sales networking industry, because unfortunately, there's been situations with companies that grow like this, and greed and get-rich-quick schemes and ego gets in the way. And I think we can really separate ourselves with the integrity of the group that we've got and the people that are keen to join the team. So if you're watching this, wherever you're watching this from around the world, maybe you're a college student that's just getting into college or university, and maybe you're trying to figure out, how do I pay my way through this, or will I have a lot of debt at the end of it? And this is certainly an opportunity that can help you. Or maybe you're somebody just starting a little business and you're struggling to try to figure out how to make it fly, and you're wearing about 10 hats, and we'll certainly show you how to focus better and free up your time more and really focus on your priorities. Or maybe you're somebody, maybe you've been in the business game 20 years, maybe you're at midlife, and maybe it's gone a little stale for you and you need rejuvenated, and certainly there'll be lots of inspiration here. Or maybe you're at a stage in your life where you just want to have some fun. And I'll tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun with this group, knowing this group of people. And I'm going to stop as I'm just getting warmed up here, so I'm going to turn it back to Bruce.
All right. Well, listen, we want to thank everyone for viewing this, wherever you are around the world. We wanted to give you this information. You're going to constantly see this type of thing coming from Global Hangout. And we just want to say welcome aboard. Thanks, everyone, for watching.